Sometimes as entrepreneurs, we would hire people to do certain things, and then we end up micromanaging them or doing their tasks, so to speak. I think there's enough for everyone. I always lived an abundant life. I think there's more than enough out there, not to go into religious or anything like that. But I do believe that God created enough for everybody.
He went full-time at 23, became a millionaire by 27, and helped generate over $128 million in e-com sales.
From Amazon seller to mentor to mastermind builder, featured on Fox, NBC, CEO Weekly, and more.
He's not just playing the game, he's teaching others how to win it.
Meet the CEO of FinComMastermind.com, Evanson Israel.
I've been a full-time entrepreneur since I was 23 years old, so I haven't had a paycheck in, God knows how long. But making a shit ton of money and not having any free time, to me, is not, financial freedom, at least for me. I believe that most entrepreneurs are a slave to their business. They just get paid more money. And I vividly remember as I was building my business, I didn't start going out until I was 28 years old. So I didn't step foot inside of a club or partying or anything, living life or enjoying life until I was literally 28. And I don't regret that, because I think everybody should sacrifice their 20s to some degree to, enjoy your 30s kind of thing. But I do vividly remember there was a time where I didn't see my daughter for 3 days because I was literally waking up, working for 16 hours a day. As soon as I got up, I would be brushing my teeth and on my laptop at the same time. So although she was in the same house, I didn't see her for 3 days. And it was at that moment I'm like, okay, this is not going to work. This is not the life that I want to live. Entrepreneurs, we talk about there's no work-life balance. Like, it doesn't exist. But these days, I try to enjoy my life as I'm building. I'm building my dream and, these companies, as you would call it. I've transitioned from being this so-called, solopreneur to being a business owner, so to say. In the beginning, all you're focusing on is making money, right? You're just trying to make money. And you're doing everything yourself, and you're trying to be a perfectionist and whatever the case may be. And it's necessary, right? It's just, it's part of starting a brand new business. But these days, everything to me is about SOPs, right? I have standard operating procedures for everything, and everything to me is about infrastructure. And I've learned to hire people versus trying to do it myself. And again, it takes some time to get there to be able to afford to do that, right? But I've learned to delegate things. I've learned to hire people. And most importantly, I've learned to trust the people that I hire. Because sometimes as entrepreneurs, we would hire people to do certain things, and then we end up micromanaging them or doing their tasks, so to speak, versus these days I trust the people that I hire. I trust my team to do what they need to do. So I would say infrastructure, hiring the right people, and SOPs for everything. The sexiest thing to me is money making money, right? Even this, this yacht that we're on, people see the yacht and they're like, oh, the yacht is cool and everything, but I didn't buy this yacht to have a yacht. This yacht was another investment for me. It was a business move. So to me, I'm always looking to, get a return out of a dollar. Although, I enjoy life, I like nice things, but it's always about investing first. I think there's enough for everyone. I always lived an abundant life. I think there's more than enough out there, not to go into, religious or anything like that. But I do believe that God created enough for everybody. I've never seen anything that somebody have and say, oh, why don't I have that? Or, why does this person have that? If anything, it makes me extremely happy to see that someone can attain or acquire something, because it just motivates me and it makes me know that it's possible, right? Because when you see somebody achieve something, you're like, oh, that's possible. I truly believe that anything that you want in life, you can achieve it and it's possible. And I don't limit myself, whether it's my income, whether it's the things that I want to, the materialistic things that I want to attain in life, or whether it's goals. I try to go as big as possible. Focusing on making money versus building something long term, and building something with the proper infrastructure that can last 5 to 10 years. Like these days, I'm no longer focusing on just trying to make money. I'm trying to build something that I know is going to be here for 5 to 10 years. And I'm also looking into what does the end look like? Like, what is the end? Am I building this to potentially sell it? Am I building it to potentially pass it on? Am I building this to have a certain level of residual income? So I build everything with the end of mind versus, trying to make money to pay the bills, essentially. I've built everything I have from a negative bank account, right? So I don't think anything that I have or my income would crush me. Obviously, you know, nobody wants that, right? I mean, especially as entrepreneurs, you pour your heart and soul into everything that you build in life, right? But again, I come and I built literally everything I have from zero. And I always say to myself, like everything I have, like whether it's the stupid things like the jewelry, the cars, the houses, the yacht, it's all stuff. I'm not attached to any of it. And if I need to get rid of it, so be it. I think that's the biggest difference between the entrepreneurs that have that killer instinct versus people that are just winging it. We know that everything that we have and everything that we've built has come from what's between your two ears, so to speak, right? And it's all your state of mind. So there's nothing that I would say would crush me. At the end of the day, I know who I am. Any room that I walk in, like I'm Vince. I'm not concerned about any of that. First of all, I think we have to define what decent money is, right? Decent money could be $5,000 to somebody, and it could be $100,000 a month to somebody else. It could be $1 million. We all have different levels of decent money. If you're making decent money and you're feeling broke, it's either your lifestyle or your expenses need to adjust accordingly. You need to learn to properly invest your money and live off of the earnings off of your passive investments, or not financially savvy, right, to some degree. Because if you're making so-called decent money, and again, your decent money may not be enough, right? You might have to level up your mindset in terms of what decent money is. Just to wrap it up, right? Money doesn't create freedom. Mindset does. Freedom starts in the mind way before it starts in the bank. If you're ready to think bigger and build smarter, click the link below.